Jack and Jill here. Hope you can hear us
Hello.
okay.
Yes.
Give us a shout out.
Woohoo.
Checking audio. Let
Um,
us know in the chat box if you can hear us.
if you can hear us, I'm going to giggle about Merritt's comment. That's just a comment to us. It's nice.
Awesome. Thanks
Thank
very much.
you.
Welcome to the Thursday call. We've got a lot of announcements to make about products and stuff. And I hope Luke is
Mhm.
ready to talk to us about his experience with Auction Network, online
Yeah,
auction.
I hope all his stuff's gone.
Luke, I'll cut you in as soon as we cover all this stuff, and we'll answer a few questions.
Cool.
So I hope everybody had a good acquisition week. I know
Did
we,
you, Jack?
yeah, it's not possible to have a bad acquisition week.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you have a slow sales week, but
Every time
it's
that
never a
happens,
bad
though,
acquisition week. I
it's
mean, ever.
every single time I find like I get worried about it, then it all changes overnight. I'm like, "Oh, I'm eating my words now."
When's
Like,
the last time you were worried
"Oh,
about anything,
oops."
Joe?
I have to think about that. It's been a long time. I
I
don't recall.
I
I'm
don't.
worried. Should I be worried that I'm not worried?
No, I'm going to pat myself on the back about that. I'll take a little bit of
Okay.
responsibility for that.
Okay. Thank
It's
you.
a guy thing.
Yes. Love it.
Okay, let's answer some of these questions and get to the meat of the show later.
Got it. All right. So you want to make the announcements, did you say, or questions first?
Let's do a few questions.
Okay, cool. All right. So Michael asked, hey, can we play Would You Do This Deal?
Yeah.
I like this game too. All right. You're gonna look this up, Jack?
Hmm. I can tell you in La Paz County, I would do it. But yeah, I'll do it on the screen, and then Joe, you can move on to the next question.
So I'm curious about Would You Do This Deal? Because it's already on Landwatch. So I don't know what we could do with that.
Well, let's. I'll dig into it here,
Okay.
and we'll find out.
Okay.
Maybe Michael posted it, and he doesn't own it,
Mhm.
and that would be cool. You can go to the next
Oh,
question.
can I go to the next
Yeah.
question while you're doing it? Okay. Anwar asks, I've got a nice email from the Minnesota Commerce requesting a meeting for my real estate activities. Oh, my partner in Minnesota is going to meet with him in 2 weeks. He asked us to bring documents about how we do business. He said we can bring an attorney if we like. Should we be nervous? He is. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. What the heck would that be about? And why?
No.
I
Yeah,
don't even know.
because here's
Do you
why.
have to take those meetings? I'm not
Yeah,
sure I would answer the
it's
phone.
probably because you sent a bunch of mail out there, right?
Oh, okay.
Sent a bunch of offers out. That's my guess. Yeah, you can type it in the
In
chat or wherever on where.
You happen to have a partner. What if you didn't have a partner in Minnesota? You'd have to say, can we just make it a phone call? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, yeah, because I don't know. They're just. It is Michael's. Okay, well, so do you want to answer more about Anwar's? You
I
wouldn't be
mean,
nervous,
I'd like to know if he sent mail there,
right? Oh, he's done 10 plus deals out there. Cool.
and then how many ballpark offers have you've done? 10 deals, meaning 10 acquisitions or 10 sales or what? I'm trying to do. I can't do two things at once here, Joe.
10
So
sales.
okay, 10 sales, meaning 10 acquisitions, and then ballpark. How many letters have you sent? And are they on?
3,000.
And did you sell on for cash or terms?
Both.
Okay, so the only thing that I would be concerned about in any way, and actually I think there's nothing to be concerned about at all, or what are there very specific rules about selling on terms that are Minnesota specific? I think it's Minnesota. That's all.
You know what? That's a very good question. A very, very good approach, Jack, because no matter what, Anwar, if you go in with the right attitude, you guys like, hey, if we stepped on anybody's toes, we're sorry. And if we're doing something wrong, please let us know and we'll make the changes.
Right.
That's easy. No one can say anything about that. So that's good. All right. If you have any more on that, you want more on that, Anwar, please let us know because I think you're right. You're not worried. I think it's cool. All right. So you're showing us Michael's?
Yeah, it's going to take a second to
Oh,
load.
so
But yeah.
okay. Oh, Michael wants to know about the SFR marketing SFR class.
By the way, just real quick on Anwar's thing, there's no way I would fly out to Minnesota.
Right.
I know you're in New York.
Yeah.
And sit down and meet with these guys so that you can just get a lecture like your father lecturing you about having manners and sending offers out or whatever they're going to approach it like. So there's this thing called Skype, and there's all kinds of ways that these good old boys probably don't understand.
Right. I was just gonna say, yeah, for some reason you happen to have a partner in Minnesota, but like, if you didn't,
yeah,
there you go.
I would offer all kinds of things up. Like I'm happy to do a conference call. I'm happy to talk to guys on Skype.
More of it, he says. We took care of that. I think it might have been something to do with registering to do business in Minnesota. Well, then if anything, you're going above and beyond. So that's not crazy. And they have a weird contract for D thing, but we followed it to the T and registered it all. Okay, I don't think any of this is to worry about then too. Because you're like aware of it. You're on it. You're not just,
Yeah.
Just kind of, what's the word? Swinging hard.
Swing hard and hope for the best.
Right, you're not doing that. All right.
Oh, you know what, Jill? Did the start time change?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm actually I was gonna see if anybody brought this up. Jack usually likes to do this. He was very adamant for a long time about making the show at 4. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Wait, what? 4 o'clock.
3 o'clock Arizona time because it never changed.
Yeah, 3 o'clock Arizona time. But guess what? We changed it because now we're doing it 3 o'clock our time, not Arizona time. So we changed. So you guys are obviously you guys are all okay.
I'm the last one to know.
You are. I keep telling Jack, let's make it Pacific time on the website, and he says, no, everybody gets it. I'm like, okay. So you were right, Nick. So all right. Now, so we're doing it 3 o'clock California time. So that's the thing. Okay, do you want to answer Mike? Michael has a question about the SFR marketing class. Can I direct him to the site?
Sure.
Okay. We are preparing for 2 things. 1 is a gold level membership, and 2 is the SFR education program. We want to come out of the gate with that one because I think we have the most interest in that. We're excited to do that one. So we want a focus group. We would love to have anyone who's interested. If you go, is it on Land Investors right now?
It sure is.
Okay, good. If you go to Land Investors, there should be a box on there where you could volunteer, submit your name and email, and we'll let you know when it is. And we'll try to make it a time where most people can attend because we want to get a good group. Here we go. Focus group volunteers, because we want to get a group together. We want your input, basically. We want to know about the SFR marketing class, and the whole SFR thing, what all you want to get out of that, and the gold level membership, what all you want to get out of that. So
we want everybody to feel great about signing up for whatever level it is. Like Jill, around the office, we call it, we want to feel Costco good. Like you want to feel like you're really getting something out of your membership. And if you need customized individual help, then we'll work on that. I have a pretty good idea because it turns out Jill and I are land investors, and I know what help I could have used super clearly, but I would love to hear it from some of you.
Exactly. So good. And then
everybody wants different stuff.
Right. And as always, I'm going to make sure that our members, y'all get first. That's always the way we are. All of our members always get the first of everything, and then and sometimes really reduced while we test things out. Sometimes free while we test things out.
Right.
So you all will get first come, first serve on all of the classes. It's just gonna be that way, period. So cool. Do you want me answering the question? You want to look at this?
So this La Paz property, it's 60 acres. This is one of the properties, and there's another one adjacent to it. It's right real close to the I-10 with it's relatively close to this truck stop, which is really good.
Cool.
So what I think it was 63,000 on here. Would I pay 63 acres, $35,000? So that's a little bit pricey. Depends on what the acquisition price. If it was a typical $6,000 or $7,000 deal, I would do this deal all day long.
And then sell it for.
I would
15,
I would come in lighter.
20,
maybe 20, like 19.
Okay.
If you're selling on terms, I would sell it for more than 35.
Right.
This doesn't look like a drive up. It doesn't look like a move-in residential property. There's going to be a commercial use for it. So it usually takes a little bit more time, and I would really consider putting this on LoopNet, where there's commercial real estate.
What's it zoned? Is it zoned that
Yeah,
way?
I'm looking here. He doesn't tell us, but you can type it in.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Cash sale. So I hope that answers that. If not, please let us know in the
exactly
in the text in the
chat.
Yeah, chat.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
All right. I'm looking to see if Michael Ann's okay now. All right. Then JT asks, Texas laws make it difficult to do a land contract without opening yourself up to a lot of liability. So we are selling property on terms which requires us to do a deed of trust and a promissory note, which acts as a mortgage. This requires a third-party trustee to hold the equitable title. This is usually a title company. Can Title Mind act as an uninterested third party? Also, do you have a simple promissory note document and a deed of trust available?
Yeah, so I talk about the deed of trust and land contracts and all of that in the program, but not in a tremendous amount of detail. I don't think that those documents are included in the package, but you can get them at
I think they are.
Green something.
I think we put like darn near
Notes.
everything that we've used in there. Good,
Well,
bad,
we haven't.
otherwise.
I know I didn't put those in there for legal reasons.
Not that. Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm looking it up now.
Title Mind will not do anything like this out of the gate. But it could be something down the road.
It will be something down the road, but we can't. We're only opening with. We're going to walk before we run with that site. By the way, we are. We have a tremendous number of pre-orders in Title Mind. So bear with us on this launch date, but we're staffing up for it. It's the demand. I had no idea. I mean, I should have known, I guess, how much we actually needed something like that. We developed our own department because we couldn't, for years, we've been using our own department. So we're obviously going to release it, but bear with us is what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say, Michael put a note in here that property he has as an option. So yeah. So what the max that I should pay would be appreciated. Okay, good. We answered that. I just saw your note in the site thing here. Cool.
This site, I don't know if they do anymore, but they have a wealth of agreements just online, so you can click them and then change them to use your own. So I would look through here. We've used this servicing company. We haven't used it recently because we do our own now, but there's all kinds of forms and stuff in here. Let's see.
Cool.
Deeds of trust and the whole thing.
Thank you, Jack.
The downside of deed of trust is that it's hard to undo and expensive to undo, just so you know. That's why we do land contracts. So, but I mean, JT, this is an incredibly intelligent question. Thank you. It's probably what Anwar's up against in Minnesota.
Okay. Follow up from Michael, by the way. It's labeled just as vacant land. It's not like commercial, or it should be like residential or some kind of zoning though.
That's land use. There has to be some zoning. Yeah.
Exactly.
I bet it's commercial.
Yeah. Okay. So here, hi, Merritt. Boy, do we owe Merritt a thank you. Right?
Yeah.
We do owe you a big thank you. Hi, everyone. I haven't even actually, Erin's not here with us right now. She's in a different state, so I haven't told her. So I will show her and told her what you sent us, Merritt. Hi, everyone. Haven't had my first sale yet, and I'm wondering if you could scrutinize my process as I'm starting to feel my freakout flags raising high. I listed my first three parcels 2 months ago and lowered my prices aggressively after 2 weeks when there were no bites. Have properties 4 to 6 up and going for about 3 weeks now. I'm on all the major sites: Landpin, Landwatch, Land and Farm, Lands of America, and Craigslist, Zillow. Good job. YouTube, good. I've done aggressive Facebook ad campaigns along with Google AdWords and YouTube. Sent out neighbor mailers on the first 3 were at higher prices, and now repeating all 6 at lower prices. Drone videos and Luke Smith style YouTube videos. So far, I've had about a dozen or so true leads, but all want terms with low down payments or $1,000 or less. My average parcel cost is $5,000, which seems super risky to me. There's got to be something I'm doing improperly or not enough of. Thanks for your thoughts. Um, I was telling Merritt to be sure, and like I was gonna have everybody look at them. Well, so you're getting some response, so we know people can contact you. So it's not it. Merritt, can they check out and pay? And I'm wondering what some of it depending if you spend 5,000 and you're selling them for 25 or something. I mean, and then you're obviously got the reach thing down. It sounds like you really put the marketing thing down. I'm sure you use Landpin, so you know all the different things yeah, you did. So you need to make so you know all the different things that you need um in your ad basically. So now it's just coming down to me. I'm thinking price, and so that's my only
Well, he said he
question.
lowered it.
And you hooked up to Stripe. Oh wow! So this is awesome. I'm thinking, are they all? I mean, what do you think, Jack?
I think it's just, I think you're going to wake up one morning and they're all going to be sold.
That's what I
I
was
mean, I
going to
hate to
say.
say, I wish, I get your freak out flag thing. I get it, but I really think that
Right,
you're doing everything right.
right. And did you try to are they really, really good? And did you just kind of double your money and get out kind of thing?
Yeah, that's my real question is, are
Yeah,
you trying to swing for the fence
right.
versus just double your money?
So that's the only other thing I would say. But it sounds like you're doing everything right. Trying to double my money on 4 out of 6. All right.
I think it's just a matter of time.
Yep. I'm
And
assuming you bought it right.
if somebody said be patient to me, I would not consider that an answer. So, but unfortunately, that's really what I think.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Sell them to Luke.
No, no, that's funny. All right, hang in there. He likes that. All right, hang in there. Peter asks, was in the middle of a transaction to buy 40 acres for $6,700 in Coconino. Grazing rights are in the deed to a cattle company, but she's not sure if there are cows on this particular lot. I was told Arizona is an open range state.
It is.
However, just because they have grazing rights doesn't mean that they have to have cows on the property. Buy it, reduce offer, or pass?
Buy it.
Yeah, I think that's a plus.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Merritt again is asking, could you guys talk about land contracts?
That
Oh,
40 acres in Coconino County. I mean,
awesome.
I would love to see that on Parcel Fact because I have yet to see a 40-acre property in Coconino anywhere that doesn't go for like 40 grand.
Well, good. He just gave you the APN right there
Oh,
if you
really?
want to look
Okay,
it
good.
up. You ask, and Peter will give that to you. Okay, so while you're looking that up, I'm going to answer another question asked for Merritt. Could you guys talk about land contracts for seller finance deals in California? After speaking with a few attorneys, it seems like if the buyer defaults and you try to reclaim the property without going through the courts, costs around $4K, it's risky. Apparently, the court system will almost always force the seller to go through standard judicial foreclosure if the defaulting buyer sues. As most buyers want low down payments and foreclosure is expensive as time consuming, what's the play here if we're talking about higher priced properties?
Yeah, that unfortunately, so here's the thing with lawyers. I mean, I don't even need to finish the end of that sentence. They're going to tell you all kinds of stuff. You're going to have to do what you think is what you want to do, that you're comfortable with in your risk threshold.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow, there's no way to politically correctly say this. You can follow all these rules to the letter and you can talk to attorneys and you're never going to get a deal done. Or you can sell properties for cash and forget it.
That's my first choice.
Again, I wish I had a better
That's one of those,
answer.
I mean, that's just one of those things you have to just, well, California, I love doing deals in, obviously. And I'm just cash, when it's a cash thing, I don't have to think about any of these things. And that just, and then if you want to do a lot of terms properties, do them in the easy states that they don't have the restrictions. So, David wants to know about the SFR class too. David's been gone for a while, so welcome back, David. Well, not gone off, not on a call anyway. So yeah, get on what we want about the SFR class is it's going to be a totally new environment. It's going to be it's going to be like a 20-25 limited, that's it group. It's going to be live. It's going to be I don't know,
Live like this.
4, 6, 8 parts kind of thing. It's going to be cooler than this, though. It's going to be some awesome. Think of the coolest college education kind of thing with videos and visuals and all kinds of good stuff. It's going to be like we want to do the program but live. So instead of you going, gosh, I wish I could ask them a question about that right now, which you can't when you're watching the program with the new, like the SFR class, you will be able to go, wait a minute, I have a question. And because there's 20 of you doing it at the same time, someone else might think of a question that you didn't think of. So it's going to be really, really awesome. And we want Jack. So that's our plans for it. But we want to include anyone who wants to be on our focus group. We really want to hear. We really want your input. So we want to make it, what sings to you.
On this 40-acre property in Coconino, I'd love to see what the cheapest property is that's posted. I bet it's very, very, very expensive. This one looks like I would have to check the plat map to see if it's got legal access, but it certainly looks to me like it's got pretty simple physical access. And for $6,000, I think I'd jog to the bank on this.
Mm-hmm.
For a bunch of reasons. It's a proximity to the Grand Canyon. It's just west of Flagstaff, Joe.
That's cool.
See all this stuff here?
Oh, I like the trees.
See this? This is somebody's ranch.
Oh, there's something there too, yeah.
Yeah. The trees, it doesn't look like it from this, but there's pretty good tree coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And Flagstaff's right here. You can't see it, but it is.
Oh, we don't have it turned on.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, turn on your cities. Nice. Now we're talking. Yeah. There's the 17 and the 40. Okay, so there's flag. Mm-hmm. Got it. Oh, yeah. Look, there's an airport there. Somebody's little landing strip.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I mean, this is somebody's dream to get away from everything.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's right out of a Western.
That's cool.
I would say yes, it's $6,000. Awesome. The cattle thing doesn't bother me at all.
Yep. Cool. Hey, I want to add something about Merit. Thank you, Luke, for doing this. We've got to get Luke in on this.
Oh, yeah.
Luke looked at Merit's ads, said that they look great and that they are the least expensive. So one, if you looked at the data, gives some good stuff about what's moving in that area. So awesome. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you for doing that, Luke. Oh, Dave, this is good for Anwar. His sister, who lives in Arizona, does a booth in Minnesota at the Minnesota State Fair every year. They come after out-of-staters, and it's hard to make sure that they want to make sure that they're getting their sales tax. All right, you're just new. Lucky you, Tag. You're it. You know what? It's like, no, I'm not gonna go there. But anyway,
I like when you said you. I never do that.
What?
Stop myself from saying stupid stuff.
No, you don't. And sometimes it would be good if you did. Thank you. Okay, Title Mine, David, is available on the 15th. We're not going to be quite ready on the Monday. We need 2 extra days to work out some kinks. So it's going to be, if Jack and I have to answer the phones on the 15th, we're going to make it happen on the 15th, right, Jack?
Our staff, and our people are running around cuckoo.
It's hilarious. It's good.
Offers to owners, if I told you the revenue per day, you would fall over.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Offers to owners cleared $100,000 in its first 40 days and it's going up almost exponentially. So, and we expect Title Mine to do that. We weren't prepped for it. Mm-hmm. So thank you for your patience.
Yep.
Or if you don't have any patience for this kind of thing, thank you for not telling us.
Jack. Oh.
I have a bunch of real estate deals too. There's a bunch of real estate deals that we haven't even looked at that came back daily coming back now.
Exactly. Okay. That's so good. All right. Peter's asking, I have a 40 that I may buy south of Peach Springs, about 10 miles in Mojave. for $4,300. The photographer made it there, but the owner said that the only way the property is over the property next door since the roads are washed out. They already said that they will not take a lower number.
Yeah. Give me the APN, man.
I
I'll
think
give
it's
you an
there.
honest answer. Oh, the APN's in here?
Is it the same one or is it a different
It's
one?
Mojave County.
Oh,
This is
Mojave one.
Coconino.
Oh, that was Coconino. All right, let's see the Mojave one.
Please throw it into the chat, and I'll look it up on Parcelfact.
All right,
Oh, here
there
we
you
go.
go.
Oh, please keep it confidential. There's
Well,
no
it's
way I
going to be
can
hard to do that here. It's either in, we're either going to look at it or not.
Well, I can look at it not on the screen.
Okay, got it.
That doesn't benefit anyone, but I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe.
All right, Steve asked, so I decided to close on a parcel that the seller owned for 19 years. Oh, I love these. That's the best. There was a gap in title as he had purchased on a contract for deed. He found the fulfillment deed that had not been recorded, but it was a copy instead of a wet ink signature document. I sent it in for recording in front of my statutory warranty deed issued to me by the seller. The county called me and let me know that they can only record it as a copy. What is the potential impact on remarketing? I'm checking again, but this looks to be all I will get. And I'm wondering if this might become an issue for resale, even though the seller warranted title. Oh, that's good. The seller warranted title, and I do have a copy of the deed passing ownership to him 19 years ago with a clean title ever since. Okay, my only question is how much money are we talking here? Do you have anything you want to add on that, Jack?
I wasn't listening. Is it chain of title clean, or is that the issue?
Okay, let me back up. The guy bought it.
Do we have a clean vesting deed?
There's a hiccup. There's one little hiccup there. Let me explain. Oh, 6,000. Oh, he's out for 6,000. Okay, so here's the deal. Guys owned it for 19 years.
Okay.
It was on a contract for deed. He has the document clearing, releasing him.
Never recorded.
Never recorded, and he only has a photocopy. He doesn't have the original. So he can send it in and get the thing done, but the recorder's even saying, I'm only going to show this as a copy. This is not, basically legit. But the guy's warranting the deed.
Yeah.
So
that really concerns me a lot. I have to be honest. And the purchase price is what?
6,000. It
And
could be out
what's
6,000.
the sale price?
We haven't even got that far. So
unrecorded. This is a non-settled lien. So imagine that you pay your car off from whomever, Toyota Credit, Ford Credit, or whatever they're called. And then now you knew you paid off, and you got a letter that said that, but the title never cleared that way. It still shows as a lien on there. You're just asking for a lot of trouble. I think I'd move on.
Okay.
I hate to say that. On this 40 in Mojave, I would do the deal for sure. It's right next to some kind of whatever it is. It looks really profitable.
Cool. Okay.
And it looks like it's got physical and legal access to me. It's too bad everybody can't see it. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Kelly is asking, where is the Word document example of statistics that Jack uses to store research on properties? I'm not sure which document that is. That's what I'm asking you, Jack.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All those documents they should be readily accessible.
At the bottom.
At the bottom of if you go to the dashboard in Land Academy, they should all be there.
Below all the program stuff.
There's no other place that we have documents. There's two documents that one of them's not this. In fact, I'm not even sure what this is.
Yeah.
A couple of documents that there's an ROI analysis on land investors on the front page there. You can download.
Okay, cool. In your opinion, where's the best place to advertise for partnerships or private money? Land Crowdfund is coming.
Yeah,
that's going to be the best, because that's what's happening right now, Kelly. People come to us, but we don't have a place for them. We have our own people doing deals. One of them right now is a deal board.
Deal board's the best place. Again, this is a title mind situation where we're literally meeting this country has not, for some reason, put buyers and sellers partners together online for these types of deals. So the demand that what you're asking, this question is, how do I match myself up with a money partner or vice versa? Mostly it's money partners that come to us and say, how do I match myself up with your members?
Right.
That's the number one question we get right now.
Uh-huh.
The number one customer service question we get is the question you're asking. So we're developing these tools as fast as we can.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Exactly.
what land crowdfunding will do. It
Mhm.
won't be called that. We should stop calling it that, Joe.
What are you going to call it?
I don't know. It's not a crowdfund situation. It's a partner matching, partner
Exactly.
match.
Property. Do you know what? I got to tell you the funniest thing. Oh, I have to so and the person listening right now knows I'm talking about her. So we had this discussion about, she was asking, she's on my staff. So tell me about this again. How's this going to go? And she goes, oh, so kind of like a match.com for property. And I said, it's exactly like match.com for property.
Except
So
it's not forever like marriage.
I love it. I love it. I'm not saying your name, Yanni, but it was so good. All right. This is good. Okay, and then one more for Kelly. He said he sat through a presentation on use of land trusts and the use of beneficial interest to more easily foreclose and take back properties.
Nice.
What's your take on this?
Whatever that is, I want to know about it.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Please, yeah.
I don't know about land trusts, and I would love to learn.
Yep. Thank you. All right. David has a property under contract for $30,000, 120 acres in Modoc. Wow. I have about 10 buyers for that, and I'm sure you do also, man. David. I know it's a pretty good deal. How much do you think I could get for it? Nice. You want to show it up? Pull it up there?
Yeah, go ahead to the next question. Okay. It's very hard to type this in.
Oh, yeah. How do you pre-order with Title Mine? The site doesn't operate. Well, what happened was, I'll tell you, David, it was the curtain was down, if you will, for a brief period, and a bunch of people went in and kind of registered, and they didn't put any money in there or anything. So that's what happened. There were like a couple hundred that registered to use it. And it was just during the creation process, I think, because we were in different locations and you had to put the curtain down so I could see it and do something. And so anyway, curtain's back up. But
it was down for like 10 minutes.
Based on that initial response, we went, oh boy, get ready. So
then we've had multiple people reach out to us directly through email. So it's coming, seriously. And next week's going to be a blast.
Yeah. So it'll be on the 15th. And so what I was trying to say, we expect a big thing. We expect a rush. And if there very well could be a point that we have to put the curtain back down. Just I want to give everybody a heads up, nothing personal. But if we get flooded with more than we can handle that first week, we're going to put the curtain down while we work through them, and then get ready to, make it even bigger. Well, we won't. It'll be cool.
If you have a burning acquisition, seriously, don't wait.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hate to say that, but just treat it like land. Title Mine's it's not on the radar.
Right.
I don't want to cause any problems. And it's not about revenue for us. It's about losing an acquisition because you're waiting and we keep pushing the thing back.
Yeah, we do not
want that to happen at all.
Exactly. All right. Do you want to show David's thing?
Yeah, David, I see the posting, and I don't want to put out a thing. If you can just email me the APN and stuff, we really need to see where it is, but it looks extremely promising, actually.
Okay, cool. Dave Ayers asks, hey there, Nevada land. The vesting deed is grant bargain and sale. Grantee is preferred trust company, LLC, FBO.
Yeah, it's an IRA.
Yeah, trust. Roth IRA. First deal in Nevada. Have you seen this before? Is this common? Can Janet sell this? Is this different from a normal property acquisition? As always, thank you.
This is a trust situation, and the fact that it's got the name Roth IRA in it. This is I have not done a deal like this, but this looks to me like, please don't take my word for it, but it looks to me like this is a trust deal, and that's as simple as that. Or an LLC deal, and both are treated the exact same way. This is just an entity that is legally allowed to own property. So the vesting deed, you treat it like anything else. You just need to make sure that Janet Lee is. You need to get the document, make sure she's the legal signer, and it looks okay.
Well, FBO. So for the benefit of. So the church trust company for the benefit of her and her IRA. It could be all. That's it. I like what you're saying there. I'm looking it up while we're talking.
It's weird because it.
Do you know what I would do? I could tell you, and I have done this, Dave. I have flat out called attorneys in that state and run it by them. I don't think that's crazy because there are some nice attorneys out there.
Are there?
Yeah. Yes.
You just jillified the whole thing.
Silly. There are. I have found some cool. I've been very lucky.
Yes, you've been very lucky.
Thank you. But I have found cool attorneys, and I mean, really, when I say here's a deal, and I'll ask them, is this something you need to do? Is there something I need to do, and I can do? And they'll go, look, you can do it. You just need to file this extra form or do it this way, and da da da. You don't need me. I'm like, oh, thank you. That's not crazy. All right.
You know what happens when I call an attorney and say, hey, take a look at this because I have to, and they say, that's really funny, Jack. We bill at $515 an hour. What would you like to know?
That's fine. Well, sorry. Well, there you go. All right. So Dave, get your wife to call and just say what I said.
Yeah.
All right. Are you looking at okay, so are we done with the MODOC one?
Yeah, I do. Now I see the APN and yeah, I would very seriously consider this without digging in super deep. This is a sweet property.
Cool. What about a deed in lieu of a deed of trust? David's asking.
I mean, what do you think about that, Joe? It's usually a deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to look at both. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to answer that with this amount of information.
Yep. Awesome.
And it's state specific, as I understand it.
Gosh, thank you, Luke. Luke's answering questions over here too. He's saying about that other one. It's an LLC. Did a lot with stocks. Usually people need the trust people and the for benefit of person to sign to. Nice. That's covering it too. And hi, David. Cool. Michael asks, Jack, with regards to the 63 acres, the seller contacted me via my website, not mail. Would you stick to $100 per acre on this one? Maybe $200 per acre?
So the 63 acres in La Paz, I would try to get that. I would not pay more than $6,000 or $7,000 for that property.
Cool.
Or I would option it.
Jared asks, oh yeah, can you show us where to sign up for the house class again? Would you show that, please, Jack?
Yeah. So you just go to landinvestors.com and intuitively go to the right side. Oops. Here's the top. You just log landinvestors.com, no extension, and it's right here.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So what that is, just to make sure that's not the class it's to discuss the format and some of the content of the SFR education and to discuss the products that we are reviewing to release as far as the gold level membership and to see what.
And if you'd like to share a recipe for a bunch
and any and all input is welcome.
If you want to sign up for the SFR class, use this too. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll get it. You'll get on our radar. You're on our radar anyway.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Okay, Christian asks, would you do this deal? We need to make a show for that. Just a would you do this deal show. Okay, Alamosa County, Alamosa, Colorado, 5.24 acres. There it is. Owner wants $2,500. Seems a little too high for this property in Alamosa, as the low end the comps start at $2,500. Oh, okay. But this one seems different with houses around it being right across from the Colorado Gators Reptile Park. My intuition is telling me it might be too much. Your intuition is usually correct.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it's got, we don't have time to do this completely, but go ahead to the next question, Jill, and I'll look it up.
All right. Well, we got the focus group, so David knows about that. And cool. All right. You ready? I'm going to answer Chuck's question. Ask you.
Sure.
Okay. Chuck asks, I took Jack's advice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It starts.
Yeah. When it starts like that, it can't be good. Jack told me, no, I took Jack's advice. I went to Data Tree.
I took Jack's advice and Decided not to get married and decided not to have any kids.
Dude, dude, what are you doing? And went to DataTree to supplement the overview info from Redfin regarding land value and sales price info. Okay, this is all going well. No, it should. Silly. It turns out that DataTree can't pull up land sale info unless targeted parcels have been sold within a specific coverage period.
That's correct.
We tried several parcel numbers and came up with no info on the land, but could see recent sales info for SFRs in the same subdivision.
Stop for a second, respectfully, Joe.
Why?
Why would you even be listening to this call on this property? For $2,500, I would be running to the bank. I'm taking it off this
Oh.
You need to just run to the bank, get off this call, and make this deal happen.
Yeah.
Whoever asked that.
Christian.
Yeah.
All right. Christian, hang up, go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're done with that. Okay. Back to Chuck. Sorry, Chuck, that wasn't about you.
That's what that property that we all just looked at is why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fantastic piece of real estate. Oh, it's over the top, actually.
It's like paved, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Unless if there's chemical spill on it, you're going to be, that's kind of the property you want.
Hey, Jack, will you do me a quick, let me answer Chuck's question, then I'm going to ask you to do me a quick favor.
Okay.
Because Jared says that it is the focus group sign up thing's not working. All right. So Chuck's going with the recent sales for SFRs in the same subdivision. I'm thinking that a workaround could be use 20% of the house sale price as probable value of the land. I was able to determine this 20% ratio from looking at the data tree.
That's about right.
For the percentage of value for improvements. Mm-hmm. Any suggestions?
Yeah, 20 to 25% of this, unless you're in a strange market, and California is really strange, is about the replacement cost. You know, you should spend about 25% of a sale price on a house and allocate that toward land in general. It's a huge generalization, but does that answer the question?
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. Jason asked, and Jason was trying to, that was for Jared actually, but testing that form. Yeah, it works, Jared. So I'm not sure what's up with the group sign up thing. Okay, Jason.
I just tested it. It
works. Okay. Good. Okay, Jason said, my response from my first mailer, over 3,000 units, has gone exactly as you predicted. Hate, desperation, polite but difficult, and now today I got my first signed offer.
Yeah.
Yay! Although it's someone's backyard,
that's okay.
That's not bad, but I'm expecting a bunch more. On a different deal, if it's their backyard, sell it to them.
Uh-huh.
On a different deal, I have an interested seller and looked up the chain of title. At one point, it was conveyed from one trust to another trust. Okay. And it seems that the grantor trustee wasn't originally a trustee, but that same trustee is also the trustee for the grantee trust, which would be selling to me. How do I verify that they really added to the first trust? I've asked them for both trust documents, but I'm not sure what I'm going to be looking for when they send it. Our trustee change is typically recorded. If so, I'm not seeing it in Title Pro 24/7. I don't think they are.
Okay, so let's say you change a trustee. Yeah. A trust owns a piece of property and the name of it's on the deed, the Jill Trust. But we want to change it to the Jack and Jill Trust after it's already been deeded to the Jill Trust. And all they can give you is the Jack and Jill Trust, not the Jill Trust, to check it. If that doesn't break the chain of title, that wouldn't break the chain of title at all, in my opinion, as long as who's conveying it to you is the Jill Trust. That's my opinion. I would have to check that out, and frankly, I would probably go to a title company to confirm it and do it that way.
And depending how much money you're talking, you might be doing it through title anyway. We don't know, right?
Exactly.
Because we don't know how much these transactions are. Okay. Kyria. Kyria. I was cracking up, Kyria.
We own a title company, by the way.
FYI. But don't call us.
And the people who work there
right.
are smarter than us.
That's true.
we have to
get that turned on
here before it gets too late.
Exactly. Oh, Kyria, that was so funny though. I gotta tell you. Do you know what Kyria did? Did I tell you what she did? She went on. social media, right below where you posted the podcast show with soup to nuts, and she politely gave me the definition of soup to nuts.
What does it mean? I didn't know this.
So I was laughing. I put a little note in there to carry it back. And I know that was that made my day. I thought that was hilarious. I had honestly never heard that. How? I have no idea. Soup to dessert I would get, but the soup to nuts I didn't know I didn't know that was it. So anyway, I thought that was awesome. Okay, so
if you haven't heard the show, listeners, I use the phrase soup to nuts, start to finish, and Jill's never heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a big thing for her.
It was hilarious.
It was a very small thing for me.
It was really
funny. Carrie enjoyed it too, I guess.
I'm glad
she was the one person.
She's the one. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie got it. She's on my side. We have this commercial property for sale. Are we asking too much for it? We have a financial partner involved, so we will only get a percentage. And there's her link there.
Okay.
So it's in
Boy, it'd
Wyoming.
be great if I could copy this and paste it in instead of typing it.
Wyoming is awesome and pretty.
Go to the next one, Jill. It's going to take a few minutes.
Well, the other one's another property lookup, so I'm going to keep on. I'm going to move on down here. Albert is. So we'll do the property lookups here in a minute.
Yeah.
Albert is asking.
Oh, Luke's on too. Hey, Luke, can you hear us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
Welcome. Hey, before we go too much further, how was your experience with the online auction situation?
I was trying to get an update out of them, what's going on, and the girl got back to me, my contact there, and she said the owner walked into the office and told everybody sorry, but he's shutting down the auction business. They've been running it 15 years.
What?
And they just got a new location like earlier this year, and have bigger colors and bigger, fancier equipment and everything. And yeah, they're closing it down.
How about what do we say we give them $1,500, you and I, each, and we take it over?
Yeah, I told the girl she should go sign up to Land Academy instead of getting a new job.
Yeah.
But,
there you go.
There you go. Go buy it. I mean, who knows what kind of liability or something's in there.
Yeah, I know.
Something probably blew up, right? Trading all kinds of assets.
Yeah. Yeah, what could go wrong?
I'm taking a piece of the action.
Yeah, but yeah, just he quit the business. So if you go on there like YouTube, it's like live all the time. Right now, it's just a gray screen. And I haven't tried calling him or anything. I tried searching the news. It doesn't seem to be any news articles about it. You know, the nasty side of the story or good side of the story or whatever. I don't see any news out there. And
Wow.
yeah, so she said the contracts we had for them to buy the properties, I can go, put them up for sale again. And sorry, and they're shutting up shop.
Wow.
Okay. Well, at least you didn't lose any money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too bad. Yeah, it's better this week than 2 weeks after you're sold.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get it
the day after it's sold, and I'm waiting for the money or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who knows? Someone else got stuck in between. I hope not.
Right.
Will you share that with us?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Carrie is looking at
this
yours
is
right
Carrie's
now.
commercial property. She's asking us, this is her website, if it's worth
I don't know. What's it? Look at the.
I mean, it looks valuable.
Wait,
Yeah,
150,000?
geez.
How big is it?
If it's right adjacent to the freeway.
Oh, look how big. That's nice.
Yeah, spread the word on
Look
this.
what's next to it.
I would put this on LoopNet. Lickety split.
Wow. Oh.
That's fantastic property.
Yeah. Okay.
What river is that?
Look at that.
Peace River?
Platte. Platte.
Yeah, Platte River's a popular one. You should talk about that in the ad. Big
That's
fishing.
awesome. She got on LoopNote a couple days ago.
Okay, good.
Good job. We look up Nick's here in Socorro County, New Mexico.
Yes.
Well, first of all, for $500, there's a lot I'm going to buy because if it goes sideways, I'm okay with that. Seriously.
$500. Oh.
Yeah.
In Socorro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We cleaned Socorro out one time at an auction, at a gavel auction.
Hey, I'm looking ahead and just kind of reading down. I got to make a little comment what Peter wrote. Peter said, 2 months ago, I owned no property, and now I own 300 acres from sending out letters. This seems to work. I love that.
I like that cautious, yeah. Let's just see, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Only 200 acres so far.
exactly.
So Socorro's not covered. It's one of the few counties that are not covered. Probably because Socorro's not computerized yet
Yeah.
by parcel fact.
I can't look that one up. If you have GPS, we can look it up. I'm gonna go. Albert is asking about Title Mine. Okay. Would you like to just tell Title Mine?
Title Mine is a website that I can give you a sneak peek.
Ooh.
Fills a gap. In this business, I don't need to tell anyone, especially Luke, that it's hard to find someone who will close your deal. A professional settlement service is a technical term, just like First American Title, and they do it without title insurance, which is the bulk of the expense. Maybe you can explain it, Jill. It's hard for me to type and talk. Believe it.
Oh, you're doing just great. I'm having fun watching you here. So, yeah, to close a deal without doing title insurance is darn near impossible. So what we're going to do is offer it with and without title insurance. And initially, what we're going to roll out is just do the escrow, like it says right there, finally escrow without title. Because there's a lot of us that just
Thanks for the endorsement,
look,
Luke.
it's Luke.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, so so for a lot of us, some of these transactions, I don't need the title insurance, but I just want someone else to close my deal. Like Luke, he's doing so many. You were like you, Luke, and a lot of these other people we talk about often in the office as an example of I see you submitting 4 a day and getting 4 rolling, and we just take them and run. We'll confirm the ownership, and we'll do the closing. I mean, we'll do it all. We'll create the deed. We'll do all the notary. We'll take care of all the mailing. We'll take care of everything getting done all the way through to recording. It's just kind of a no-brainer.
You just take it off your plate.
And all of that cost is included.
Right.
All the mail back and forth and all that good stuff. So that's what it's going to be. And then we're going to add in, as we're working on our title stuff, adding in title insurance and all that good stuff.
And the title piece will essentially function just like any large title company.
Right.
The dual escrow is built in. There's a lot of huge advantage. Look, we designed it around how we use it, which is how you guys use it. So it truly is. I mean, I searched for almost 20 years trying to find a service that would do this, and it doesn't happen.
So we're going to do it.
They're all owned by insurance companies, and that's too bad.
Cool. So Steve Manis, hey guys, my business is up and running. My business is humming along, and I do a steady few properties every month. Just had a great mailing, and now have gotten a real sense of how to handle higher volume.
Yeah.
I've been a member for more than a year now. I have a land dealer friend who is interested in land academy. He's asking me why he would pay for the membership fee for the Silver Lover, since the major services are now available for anybody who wants them. Offers to owners, title mind, etc. I'm content myself, but actually don't know what to tell him at this point. What would you say to someone who's considering silver membership?
Right. So, and this is a very good question, and we get it relatively frequently. And so if you've been with us for a year, you know that I want to give everything away, and Jill doesn't.
You're such a stinker. Not true.
In general, but Jill's actually come away far from where we started on that. The fact is this, in general, you're relatively right. However, they theoretically won't have access to the data. And that's really what that $250 is all about. Access to the 2 data sources and the education.
And the due diligence stuff. I mean, that's the big thing too. Even if they use offers to owners, which you could, so you just want to do the full service, and we pull the data, and then you scrub it. He doesn't have your expertise on picking a county and scrubbing it. That's huge. And then get the mail out. But then when the offers come back in, he has no way to look them up. He can go to the county. I mean, I guess, depending on what's there. You know what I mean? Look up the documents and do all the stuff. I use Title Pro 24/7 a lot.
Oh, you mean, I see what you're saying.
When I'm reviewing
use it as
existing offers.
Right.
I got to do all my due diligence. So that's one of the things that you're missing too.
And then access to deal board,
And free deeds, and
which we're in the process of revamping. So, I mean, here's the whole thing. Jill and I just had this conversation like 2 hours ago. If your friend doesn't see the value in it, that's cool.
We can still help them pull data and send out the mail, and that's cool.
I mean, that's why we're designing the gold level membership around what everybody wants. It'll include Parcel Fact for free, Data Tree, and a bunch of other stuff. So we want to make sure that you see the value in it. And some people do, and they love it, and some people don't, and that's okay.
Exactly.
I don't see any value in Pinterest at all, and never will. How my hemline is, I'm real happy with that.
What is that going? Where are you going with that?
Can I throw one in there for Pinterest?
Yeah, please.
I hate that kind of stuff, but
I can't stand it.
Yeah, so I was listening to this guru dude on the internet. He was talking about Pinterest, and he gave an example of how you can use Pinterest. And this was for a food truck that sells food, out of the truck, and they go to different places, and she's trying to figure out how to advertise it. And he said you should use Pinterest because it's super local, and you can look up the street that you're trying to sell your food on, and the address, the area, and the people who just took pictures recently right there show up, as well as the people that have a big following and took pictures around there show up. I'm thinking, really? You can see the pictures people took in an area? That's freaking great. And then he goes on and shows that you can message that person that took the pictures, send them a private message. And his sales pitch was give them some food, come over to the food truck. Maybe they'll take some pictures of it and promote your stuff. And I'm thinking, so I can pick out who takes pictures of trees and scenery and not their cat or their dog or their truck or whatever, but takes really good nature pictures in that area that I got land. And I could hire them to go take pictures of my land. That's so much better than Craigslist and getting these bozos that go out there and take the worst pictures ever.
I stand corrected.
I can see the quality of their pictures before I even reach out to them. And they're there. I can see when they took the picture there, how far away they are and stuff, and hire them for pictures. So I'm thinking of doing that. I haven't tried it yet, but I just learned about that a day or two ago. And I opened my first Pinterest account yesterday. I think I'm going to start trying it.
So it's Kelly asks, it's Pinterest, not Instagram, right? Luke?
I totally screw them up.
I don't know. I thought Pinterest is for girls. I don't know.
You're right. I think it is Instagram. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's good
stuff.
How
new I am to this stuff.
I didn't know that.
Screw the Pinterest. Instagram.
Okay.
So Instagram, yeah, you can, people take pictures all over the place, and you can see where they're taking the pictures by searching the address. You can search your land, find somebody across the street, somewhere around there, that takes pictures and send them over.
If I'm ever personally in the market for a J. Edgar Hoover style wedding dress, I'll go to Pinterest.
Oh,
there you go.
I'm on Instagram right now. I'm we have a lot of this stuff already in place. We just haven't been using it. So
that's good to know on Instagram.
Cool.
Yeah, Instagram. I get them all mixed up. There's too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Like the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Do you ever get sick of it, Jill?
All right.
Are you ever just
sick of the kids or sick of you?
Me.
Oh no. I don't know what the sapien that somebody posted is because we don't have a county or anything.
I don't either.
I don't remember which it was.
I'm happy to look it up with the state county.
Tomas is asking, when building your land website, is there an investor-ready type website service, or do you guys build from scratch? Also, what .com service do you use to buy domains and hosts? So checks, Sally.
Yeah, this is good stuff. And a while ago, we had a kind of a ready-made service, and it proved to be a disaster from a customer service standpoint, and just not financially feasible,
right?
Because you're paying somebody to basically paint a painting, and everybody's got a different opinion about art. So I would say this: don't use any other service except WordPress. There's a ton of WordPress designers on Fiverr and all kinds of stuff, and they can get a website up for you in literally a few hours. And for domains, we use GoDaddy. And for hosting, we use a little boutique company in Michigan called Agathon, which I wouldn't recommend for just a single website. You could use GoDaddy and it'll be good enough. Luke, what do you use?
GoDaddy.
Yep, perfect.
Everybody knows how to use GoDaddy. I mean, if you're hiring somebody, or you got to get something fixed, or your website gets hacked or whatever, you're buying services. I mean,
Yeah.
to protect it, like GoDaddy's got the coverage.
I know JillPay Heartland only integrates, well, they integrate the most well with WordPress. So if you're using anything cheaper to just get it done faster, you're just kicking the can down the road. So trust me on the WordPress thing. Landpin is built partly on a WordPress foundation, and we'll be integrating Heartland into that as soon as the thing kicks in.
Yeah, I think you can do Heartland into most anything with like half dozen different shopping cart programs. I'm sure there's more, but
like Woo or whatever.
Yeah, WooCommerce or OpenCart or a whole bunch of different ones you can choose from. I've been talking to that guy more and more.
How's that going, Luke? Good, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying some of the newest people that sign up, they don't have any credit card history whatsoever. They're probably going to get like a 3-day hold on their funds until they've got a little bit of history behind them. And if you got some kind of history, then it's next day funding. If you have like no history, I think they charge like $85 a month until you have some history, and then if you have history, it's like there's just a gateway fee of $15 a month, and then they charge their lift depending on who you are and your history and stuff over the credit card fees. And he was studying my transactions for the last couple months, and he said just over 50% of my transactions are debit cards, and I had no idea.
That's interesting.
And so they process debit cards at like way less. I mean, he was calculating the numbers for like Stripe and Moonclerk and those guys compared to them, and a debit card is where they really shine. So if you have people using debit cards through your system, it's for a $4,000 transaction, it was like $38.
Wow.
If you did it through Stripe, it's like 130 or something. So those kinds of numbers, like that kind of difference. But if you're processing, so he looked at my numbers the last 3 months, and there was like one Discover card and a handful of American Express, and they didn't seem very competitive on those. But they're competitive. I mean, they're better than Stripe, but not much, like just tiny amounts better. But the Visa, MasterCard stuff, they're a good deal more, better prices, but the debit card is where it really shined through.
Okay, good. That's great to know.
That is awesome.
So, I'm always leery when salespeople explain stuff, and this is good boots on the ground advice.
Yeah, they want like they want a 3-year contract, or they'll do month to month. With month to month, they'll do, I think they charge you $25 a month or something if you do the month to month. But if you do a 3-year contract and back out of it somewhere along the way, the fee to back out's like $300. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Steve K said, I just got a hold of a guy on the deed copy that was not a wet ink signature from 1998, and he said he's willing to work me up a new statutory warranty deed to correct the title. Google to the rescue.
Good.
Good update. Thank you. That's awesome. All right, Han asks, I've had some trouble with RealQuest lately. Specifically, when I try to pull data with the criteria loan amount 0 to 0. The system returns no results. I've reached out to support multiple times, and each time customer service verifies the issue and then disappears. I can just pull the data without that criteria and scrub it, but it sucks to pay for rows I don't need. Do you guys have an insider that can help? How do we?
Can you just try like 0 to 1 or 0 to 0.1? Like I had that problem with assessed values and other numbers. Like you get totally different responses if you just put a de minimis kind of span in there instead of 0 to 0. 0 to 0 didn't seem to work a lot in the database stuff.
You're exactly right, Luke. And DataTree solves all this. DataTree's in the 21st century. Here's the thing about RealQuest, and I'm not dogging RealQuest at all because man, we've done well on that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to horse around with it. If 0 to 0 for loan amount doesn't work, it's returning 0. There's obviously more records in there than 0. So it's an old school Boolean logic. You have to work with the system. So
yeah, and maybe you just pull down like a half dozen records, like just testing ones.
Yep.
And look at what the columns are, what kind of data you get in those columns. There might not be any data in those columns, and then trying to search them doesn't work.
0 to 1 or null, and there's a big difference between null and 0, which is blank.
Right.
Try that.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I know that RealQuest has loan percentages. Sometimes when I get real stuck there, there's a bedrooms 0. There's a lot of different ways you can get the data to pull.
Awesome. Okay. We couldn't do this one, is what you're saying, Jack?
Yeah. Modoc
Okay.
works
like
in partial
APN.
fact, but the APN's not correct.
Okay. Got it. So we're
There
having
might
trouble
be
with
zeros on
APN.
the front or zeros on the back.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's funky. All right. Christian said update on Alamosa property. I love this. Hanging up, calling the seller, on the call, reporting back. Talk about cool. This is real time. So thank you, Christian. Update on the Alamosa property. Just called the seller. He's going to look for the vesting deed to send me so I can make up a new deed. Then we're going to the notary. Then we're going to notary close. Just need to check with the county on the taxes in the morning. By the way, this will be my first land deal. Yay!
Yeah.
This was from a mailer I sent out 2 months ago and got nothing from way underpriced then. My second mailer just hit and the deals are starting to come in. Yay!
Awesome. That's great news.
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing.
So when you said hang up and go do this deal, he did.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's great.
Awesome. I love it. All right, Alan has one you want to look at, please. It's a 2-acre property in Elko with the APN there.
This is somebody anonymous that asked us to look at this in Modoc County. Love the tree coverage. Love the former sales price. Looking for size.
And look at the legal description of those kinds too, because sometimes you get the property on the other side of the street, like the rest of the square.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always show up in the map so well. If you study the legal description, you might get the other side of the street too.
This looks like a heck of a piece of property if it's large enough to build on. Oh, here's square footage. Divided by 43560.
Mm-hmm.
And just put it into Google. Google calculates it square foot to acres.
Thank you, Pinterest. It can't be 120 acres. Let's do it. Luke's way.
Yeah, just put the actual number in there, square foot. SQ. Yeah, square foot to acres.
Yeah.
That's 120 acres. Depending on the price, anonymous listener, if you want to type it in, I'll tell you what I would. This is it doesn't seem like 120.
That doesn't look like
Something's
120.
wrong.
That can't be right.
Probably the other side of the street. Can you see the legal description or that's the actual thing? The legal's not in there, is it?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's 120 acres. I mean, it should be.
Oh, they're right there.
What they pay for it?
A lot. $40,000 in 2012. So, with the title company. So this is definitely worth looking into.
Yeah.
It's not this property. That's not 120 acres. But if it's like Luke said, split across the road and the whole thing, that's cool.
Very cool.
Look at the topo on it, Joe. It's all tucked in the mountains and stuff.
Exactly.
Right next to the green park land or national forest or something.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's the reason we got in the land business, because of cool land like this.
Oh, it borders BLM. Is this yours, David? Or do you also anonymous? I don't know if David's anonymous too, because he's saying, sorry, it's mine. Paying $30,000.
Oh, is it 120 acres?
He is also anonymous. Got it.
Okay. So.
Yep, 120. Okay, cool. Cool. Alrighty, now.
I love Modoc. Have you ever been up there, Luke?
No.
It's
Well,
really cool.
maybe when I was like 5, but not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cool. All right, so let's get through. We have a few more questions here.
Let's get through this.
You know
Thursday
what?
night. Here's what happens every Thursday night, because we record all of our show. Thursday is a big talking all day thing for Jill and I, and then we just let it all out. We let it go on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thursday night's our night out.
Yes, it is.
So she said, "Let's get through this."
Sorry. You. All right.
What do you do on Thursday night, Luke?
Me? I was going to do some gardening. Working on my garden.
Oh,
Yeah. Trying to
I
be
like
self-sufficient. It's a good sales pitch when it comes to selling
Yeah.
land, right?
Awesome.
yeah.
Stop buying a bunch of stuff from the grocery store and all the plastic that it comes in.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Did you do this one on Allen in Elko?
No. You
I
want me
pull
to?
that up. I got like all the
Yeah.
cheapest land in Elko for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I believe you, actually.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
You know, Nevada's not my favorite place for some reason when it comes to this. I don't know why.
Elko's their county website's kind of wonky, but you can pull up the deeds from you can do deed searches on their website like for free.
You know,
Like,
all
that's
those
pretty
whoever
cool.
developed the Elko site did all the surrounding county sites too, and it actually is really informative. You're right. Yeah, I would buy this.
It's a good
Oh.
I'd
beginner.
buy this all day.
It's good beginner stuff.
This is good- this is
$625.
a good property.
Where is
Double
it?
your money and get out.
Okay.
Right west of
What's
Montel, yeah. Yeah, I think
Cool.
you
I'd
can
jump all over this. Wouldn't you, Luke?
Yeah, because you can pull up to land like that and just build whatever the hell you want. I mean, as long as you don't hook up a power line, there's no
Mhm.
inspections and nobody cares. You can just build. You can get an address if you start building.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
your name,
And
scan
Alan.
it.
You're on. It's like you can tell there's beautiful views here. It's
Yeah.
a very sellable piece of property.
Yeah,
Well,
the east side of the valley's got the big mountain view. The west is lower rolling mountains, Tono Mountains on the west there, but the east, yeah, by the Utah Nevada state line, that's like
Yeah.
snow-capped mountains, 13,000 foot or something,
Wow.
way up there.
That's cool.
It's off the grid.
Alan's seller has 8 of these, and would you offer $625 times 8 or offer a lower price on the bulk per acre? I would do a lower price on the bulk.
2 acres each. I would go a little bit lower than that, but I
Yeah,
would
you
try to
can-
get you. But you're going to sell it. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, you make money either way.
Cool. All right, Jason wants to know, if I use Title Mine on an option double close, would I open escrow at the time of the acquisition option or when the buy-side purchase agreement comes in? I'm sure this question reveals how naive I am.
No. That's
That's
a good question. I would open it right away.
Yeah.
You open it on the acquisition, and then we will have a place for you to check a box to say this is a dual escrow, which 90% of us do dual escrow. So
Right.
the answer is yes. We are set up for this kind of stuff that we do.
Yeah, it's going to be, when are we going to launch? It's going to be a few weeks away.
Dual escrow?
Yeah.
Dual escrow it's the same as 2 escrows. So
Mhm.
we're going to launch with that.
Oh, are we
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, we are.
That's so nice.
Jill's staff is.
That's nice.
I'm going to
Okay.
be standing there helping Jill.
Great. Oh, we got this. All right. Interesting. I didn't know anyone. I'm so curious how many thousands of dollars they paid to get. The only people I know that if you call Data Tree, because I called them, what was it? It was astronomical. And I talked the guy's ear off, and I can't remember what my result was, but I hung up going, yep, this is awesome what we have with Data Tree. So cool. But negotiated with Data Tree, a one-off subscription. So yeah, when the cheaper the lead, you may pay a couple $1,000s a month to have it. And
It's still 8 cents.
Yeah.
So, I mean, congratulations for them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Angela asks, hello, everyone. I'm trying to push myself to get my mailings out. Yay. Okay, I feel like I was getting off track on choosing a county. So I got out my spreadsheet and started going through your criteria. Jack was suggesting it might be good to start with counties with less sales, but plugging back taxes, they seem low. Suggestions? Maybe pulling back? Pulling or plugging? I'm not sure what the the word is here. Jack's reading this.
Yeah, I don't understand. So,
okay.
Counties with less sales. So,
I don't want you selling people. You're not, just to make sure, Angela, you're not trying to pull only back tax property.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be a headache and a mess. And, you know, you're picking all the problem ones if you want to start with that. That's why we don't do that. We hit them all.
Right.
So I want to make sure that's not what you're doing. What else do you want to add for her?
I mean, to choose a county, Luke, like let's say you wanted to go choose a new, like 4 new counties. What would you do?
I think I'm starting to care a lot more about the time on the market and like how fast you can turn these things over. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting stuck with a bunch of them that are not moving. You know, it's wave after wave after wave of properties, and I got the remainders of the ones that haven't moved, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think hitting the county and the awesome ones sell pretty quick and great. I want to get more particular about not buying the junkier ones, you know, just up my game some and study the areas, how fast the stuff turns over, and look at the data of like how many transactions happen there. Is it so I was doing that in the chat earlier in this conversation. Like I got this property in Quay County, New Mexico that is absolutely ridiculous. Like nothing trades there. It's just not, especially quarter section. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, people call about it and stuff, but it's there's just no business there in the volume of trades. And so if I would have known that better out of the gate, I should have offered a lot less and done less money to be able to sell it. I mean, it's basically the cheapest land in the state of New Mexico, cheapest quarter section in the state that I've been marketing, and there's one by Deming that's cheaper that you can't get to. And still doesn't sell, and it's because of that, because of the time on market stuff, the numbers of transactions. I didn't look at it, I didn't study, I didn't pay attention, and I think going forward, learning from that makes a lot more sense. So some of the last mailers I've done, I studied that really close, and a lot of the days on market, time from buy sells, you know, looking at other people's transactions and studying it with the data that we have. You find places that are more like 20 and 30 days. And that's cool because I know mine are going to be faster because mine are going to be cheaper. And that's what I'm looking for. You know, the 5-day stuff, 10-day stuff, not the months and weeks and years or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think studying that can make a lot more sense. That and splitting. I've been, you know, studying splitting more and more too. Mm-hmm. So places I can split the land up, buy big chunks of land, sell all kinds of little bits and pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
Days on market is the very, very, very first thing I look at when I choose a neighborhood to buy houses in. If it doesn't have, in this market right now, if it doesn't have a 30-day, less than 30-day or 30, 31, 32 days on market, and an average, I'm talking about the whole area, then I don't consider it. Mm-hmm. It's the first thing I look at. With land, I look at saleability from attractiveness on the internet standpoint. Like a lot of, like this property that's on the screen right now, that's pretty darn attractive for like 9 reasons. So, yeah, I mean, if I were going to go pick new counties right now, I would be a little bit obscure about it. Quay probably wouldn't be on the list.
No, it shouldn't be on anybody's list. It's like there's nobody there. Mm-hmm. And you know, like building permits, you can count them on one hand in a year. Like nothing gets built, nothing happens.
Right.
It's just it's the good old boys, you know, and that's fine. I mean, it's right for the right person. I'm sure it'll sell eventually, but that's not where I want to be actively buying and selling unless I could get ridiculously lower prices. Like I gotta, you know, cut that market not in half, but it's trade at 10% of what it looks like.
Right.
And to get the deals through, people will come from the other side of the country if you do it right. So there's a way to fix it. It's just, do you really want to seek out those counties? Probably not.
Right.
Love
That's
it.
good advice.
Yep, thank you. Angela was adding about her back taxes. She's using it as a resource. You know, looking at the back taxes, you know, the hundreds versus the thousands, which is exactly what.
Yeah. So there's another point. I got really frustrated this last week. one particular county, and it's happened to me before. I bought a property, and the county says there's no taxes. You got to call them, kind of county, and taxes are paid up, blah blah blah. And then I buy the property, and they send me a tax bill, and I want to strangle them. Somebody paid the modern taxes, the last year or two's taxes, but they didn't pay the taxes like years and years ago.
Wow.
And so when they looked at it, it's like, yeah, there's no taxes due for this year. It's paid up, but they didn't go in their DOS computer system or whatever and go check the previous year's taxes.
From 88 to 90, whatever, 2000 and whatever.
I bet you it should have been foreclosed on. They just missed it.
So I did that. I paid the bill. I already had the property sold by the time I got the bill. I don't think I really lost money on the deal, but it was still like $2,500 in taxes or something. Like, come on. And so this week, it was a bigger one. I bought 3 different 20-acre properties from the guy, and I split them 5 ways each, and I sold 15 different properties. And like, yeah, cool, no taxes. Here you go. Nice big markups and stuff. And one of the guys that bought some of the land did some sleuthing and found out that there's like way old taxes due on this property that amount to a little over 17 grand.
I'd like to see, I want to see evidence. And I'd love to, if you pull a lien report in any one of these products that we have, I'd love to see if that shows up. Because I think you can argue that. If it's not showing up anywhere, I want to see the evidence that the taxes haven't been paid,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, I don't know. You're kind of at their mercy, I guess.
Yeah, I paid it. I paid the bill. It's instead of making money on it, I make a couple $1,000s or something, but not like clean house on the deal. Like, just blows out all my profits, right? So it's frustrating. It's not a negative. It's just really frustrating. Those bills could come up, and it's a county that I've been burned on before, and I thought I learned the system and the exact person at the tax collector's office that gives me the proper reports, because the other people just look at it and say, but this one particular person, Kathy there, I mean, when she's on vacation, it's like, forget it. I'm waiting to buy the property later. She gives me the good reports, and she prints out the whole thing and sends it to me, and what taxes are due for what years and interests and everything. And, because of her, I skipped buying a lot of properties in that county that I got deals on, or I tried to negotiate lower, and it worked. And this one, it didn't work. So, it happens. I paid whatever, more than you guys would do without a title company. So, I should have run it through title in retrospect, but whatever.
I mean, title's going to do the same thing. They're going to pull all the data to satisfy especially with prorations at the end and everything. So that I'm interested in finding out.
Yeah.
Like, so was it just you took their word for it over the phone kind of thing?
No, email, phone and email.
That's what I meant. I'd love to see if that showed up on a lien report. So, and I will pull one on our end if you want to send me an email, Luke.
Dude, that's fair.
Yeah.
So it should have been all the document. You should see the chain of the foreclosure being started.
I mean,
they should be able to provide that documentation. I agree.
So we have access to a lot of stuff now because we're a title company, and
we have that stuff.
I'd like to see if it shows up. If you want to send me the stuff, Luke, I'll check it.
Look into it.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just a really frustrating one. I mean, you do enough deals, and I'm sure things like this will come up. Like in Detroit, I bought a house through a title company, and I got a water bill after it went through title that was almost $6,000. It was over $5,000 of a water bill, and title says, it's all good, it's all clean.
Right.
So it's like, what about this water bill I got later, guys? What the hell?
Yeah, it checks out. You should probably pay that. Thanks a lot.
They just
That's kind of your job.
They point out little stuff down in the bottoms of their contracts. Say it's not our problem.
Yeah.
I bought a house in Wayne County in Detroit, and the
Yeah.
transfer tax is more than the house.
Yeah, exactly.
City
Wayne
tax.
County, it's classic. They just had their last two tax auctions, October and September, and we got a bunch of houses off of that.
Awesome.
That's
Another
cool.
60 houses or something. So
I like
God,
Jason's comment.
I'm glad we don't have 60 houses in Detroit, Joe.
Hover bikes, Jason says, will make all this easier someday.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. We only went over a half hour this time.
Yay.
We will be here the exact same time next week, and we'll learn probably more stories from Luke.
And we're going to have some updates by this time next week. We will have a full day of Title Mind to report and share what's going on with that. That's going to be awesome.
Hey, thanks everyone. Happy
Thank you,
acquisitions.
Luke.
See you the next time.
Thanks, guys. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.